the leaves are really out on those trees now. Good morning, everyone. Saturday morning. Had a busy day of stuff today. Landfill and 3D printer and other things too. I just woke up this morning all energetic, so I'm out of breath now because I've really been hustling around the house doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Wow, look at the ferns coming up. That's good. That is good. Pretty. And they'll come up, they'll look great, and then the cats will go crazy in there one day and knock some of them over, but it is what it is. Oh, it feels so good out here. It's in the 50s, but I'm just all fired up from running around the house. I vacuumed and did some other stuff, and yeah, I need to mow again.
Good news.
Yeah?
I'm putting a software update on Jules right now.
Yeah? Is it the right update?
From according to X, it is. 2 hours ago, there's a lot of activity that overnight a lot of software updates came down.
Way cool.
Pushed out, so we'll see.
Of course, we were taking off in the van first thing this morning to the landfill, but hey, Jules has got an update. Yeah, that's good. Right. Yep. Good morning, Panther. Hey there, buddy. Hi. How are you? Boy, we've got another beautiful day out here. Not quite as sunny as some, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Yeah. Good boy. I did get all of Panther's towels swapped out yesterday and washed too, so he's nice and clean spot. He was on the yellow one, the one in the center yesterday, which does have heat. The one closest to us is the one without heat. And it was also in his little bed there on the bottom. I expect here soon he'll be on the rug some. It's a little more breezy on the end over here. And feel good when it's hot. Good morning, Gray. Hey there, sweetheart. How are you? How are you? Good morning. Well, Houston, we have a problem. The V12 update on Jules failed. I'm coming out to see what I can see. Well, that's a new screen we haven't seen before. I suppose I could let it sit, or I could go into service mode and tell it to put on whatever it is it's trying to put on. No clue why it failed. I guess maybe in service mode, there might be a notification about the failure. Okay, so to go into service mode, control or the home, and then software. And press and hold over the vehicle model. I don't know how long, at least 3 seconds. And it comes up and it's service. God, please, Tesla, don't ever change it. It says, you know, don't do this without regard for what you're doing. And I've already been in here one time, but I forgot to show you guys how I did that. In case you're new to the channel, don't know, haven't ever done it before, want to do it. I mean, you know, I'm not recommending it. I'm just saying that it can be done. So, there's no notifications as to anything that has gone wrong. None. So if I go back to the screen, I'm pressing the wrench down here just in case. I could exit service mode, or I could go to software reinstall. And software reinstall shall only be used if CAN ECU has been replaced. Well, you know, the reinstall will start immediately. This is what we did with Ruby. It just tries to put back on the one that it's already got. I think when you hit reinstall, it asks you one more question. Okay, so it's just going to put on the one we already had. I should have known that because that's all it'll do. You can't request the upgrade. So, yeah. So that was me forgetting. It won't hurt anything. It'll just put on the one we already had. We will absolutely have to wait for V12 to come back to the car. Don's going to pull the van out and start loading up. I am going to trim back that butterfly bush straight in front there and maybe a couple beauty berries. over on the side of the house. I think that means Don's loaded up. I was just under the house and watered the ficus and scheffalera and rubber tree plant and salvia and impatiens that haven't died. I got everything trimmed that I wanted to. You might remember this guy. The roots are about out of the ground. If we get strong wind gusts and too high of a canopy, it tries to cart it off. So starting off low is good. I'm not going to shorten that anymore. Might should have, but the ones in the side yard got trimmed too. Hi, bud. Hi. Hi. Hi, good boy. Hey, Marty. Good boy.
Hey, look what I've done. Oops, wrong button.
Aww.
Oh, it's got a volume control.
Oh, it's volume. It is really like an old radio.
Yeah. You can turn it off.
You can turn it off or you can turn it down. Oh, and the little mouse came out of this spot. Now it's missing the pendulum, but maybe I can find one. I need to research on this clock, cat cuckoo clock with mouse,
right,
and see who made it and some other stuff, but I'm pretty happy with it. Thanks for hanging in for me. So Don, because he has the best luck of anyone you know, he brought in the wall anchor because he wasn't anticipating hitting a stud.
Right.
And then as soon as he went in there, he hit the stud.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I like stud installs, so it's like it won't go anywhere now.
Right.
Wall anchors, even installed properly, make me nervous.
Yeah, I understand.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Don took the time to move my baskets higher, and I really like it much better. It was down here. He swapped the brace for the basket, and that works great. I'll probably go on Amazon and just make a comment. If you're not using it for hanging clothes and you want to move the basket up, you can.
Yeah.
Be really great if I could have a third basket.
Yeah.
Yeah, my silly mistake, but the software update did go back on and I exited service mode, and I think the car's ready to drive, although we're not going anywhere with Jules right now. We stopped to take this piece of furniture that had been thrown over the side of the bridge with us to the landfill, and there's a crew here that's actually weed eating and clearing around the bridge. Well, the reason we need gas again, or soon, is because you only put half in the last time.
Right, well, yeah.
Because we don't want it sitting too long. It's just worrisome, but
right.
Don't you tell me we got to stop to get gas today. It's bad enough sitting in here with the trash.
Yeah, no, we don't have to do it today.
So those guys that come to clean up at the bridge, maybe they work for DOT. It wasn't clear. I mean, they had all of the vests and stuff. And Don saw like a blade for those small pine that'd work off them small pine trees and weed eaters and stuff, but we don't really know who. They weren't town employees. There was no town vehicle down there or whatever. But anyway, poor Don, he's over there doing the right thing, lifting the trash. They didn't even offer to help carry it over to the van or anything, and they're not there to pick up trash. They're just there to weed eat and cut down a few trees around the bridge.
Yeah.
Oh God, I couldn't do that job because it would drive me nuts. I couldn't leave the stuff. My boss would be yelling at me that you're not, remember back in the day, you need to only fix defects on the product. You're not supposed to be providing user helping the customer.
God, why would you do that?
I know, Don and I used to get in trouble all the time. We just look at the new manager and have to train them, because we train several managers that come across. And from time to time, and it's like, look, this is just how we operate over here. Sorry if it's, but we'll try to restrain, but it's like the customer needed a little Rex help or was a little confused about his JCL, or, Don and I, we just helped people. Yeah. Okay, remember not to wave at the pretty Tesla, because they won't understand because we're in the van, but it sure is pretty, that Model S with the new paint. Yeah, I love the lights. The cat eye looking lights on the Model S has always been a favorite. It's white, guy driving it, not a plaid. Or he took the emblem off. What's going in on this intersection? I'm guessing there's lots of septic pipes up in there. It's probably townhomes. Yep, Springvale Towns, new homes from the 330s. So maybe not townhomes, but
they're going to be zero lot line homes.
Yeah, going to be not a lot of property.
You're not going to get a real lot for $330,000.
God, I'm glad we're not looking for a home, a house, having to buy, having to decide. Will we be looking at existing homes? I feel sure that some of this new zero lot fancy stuff would not be what we would be wanting. But that's why there's options. Yeah, we're headed toward Willow Spring and Michelle's house to go to the landfill on Old Stage Road, and this used to be rural. This used to be the country. Now it's just like an extension of Fuquay, Garner, Raleigh. It's really not. It's really not rural anymore. It's really the suburbs. People used to come out here to avoid traffic and crowds and people, and you know, my house was out here. We paid in '93, we paid $10,000 for a 1.3 acre lot. And thankfully, Mr. Van Cannon, the local builder, he just bought the lot for us. And then when he was done building the house, he incorporated the price of the lot in with the cost of the house. So he held the land for us. But people, you know, it's hard to find deals like that anymore. I had that really nice house for just a little over $90K at the time. But not doing that anymore. We don't normally come on the weekends, but it is what it is. I got news for this guy with the trailer with the big piece of furniture. They're going to tell him to take it down to the end. Yeah, this is why we don't come on Saturdays, because it's a disaster over here. Although Don only had to wait about 5 more minutes than normal. I brought the bunny to put together. That's at least the 3rd time he's had to compact that trash compactor while we've been sitting here. I guess we're going on 15 minutes now. I've been doing Pokemon, but I'm gonna put the little bunny together. At 68 pieces, you get a folded paper instruction. Oh, and it has some of the new leaves that were out with the Christmas Alpine Lodge. Those are kind of newish. We hadn't seen Mr. Ball for a while. He's gonna fuss at us. He just is. It's not our fault. He closes in the winter earlier because it's dark and he doesn't have much traffic, and we come at the same time, but he's closed, so we didn't mean to miss him. I love it. We got pecan shells for mulch. Lord knows Mr. Ball's got a lot of pecan shells. We got a lot of egg cartons to return. Ooh, pecan pie, baby. Yeah. Well, there's the little bunny done. It took me a minute to figure out how to get the carrot held by his front paw just right. It's over to the side. I'm playing Pokemon and Don's counting EVs. 2 Ys and a Polestar on one city block in Fuquay. Yeah. One Fuquay-sized small city block. Yeah. Playground. All 3 ball fields are active. Little kids here, slightly older kids down below on the bigger field. It's 70 something, light wind, sunny. And people are in full spring action here. Lots of parents out here with their kids. It's nice. So most people have been at South Park since October, right? Right. Yeah, and we didn't go this morning, but they did have the Easter egg hunt at Fleming Loop was today. Yeah. I think maybe it's next Saturday. It's not Easter Sunday weekend, it's the Saturday before, so I guess it's next weekend. Yeah, it makes sense. Well, that's the second Mach-E we've seen today. There's, of course, another Model 3 beside it. It's EV people, we got to stick together. Just kidding. Funny thing, you know, I still fuss at Don sometimes when he listens to Autoline Network. But they reported yesterday that, I don't know who, was it just American automakers or period for cars in America? Anyway, Ford is over $1,000 per car.
Claims during the warranty periods were $1,000 per car for Ford.
Yeah, it's in the $650-ish range for Tesla. I don't remember the exact number. It surprised me a bit because, you know, being in our groups, all we hear about all the time is about warranty, service, and recall stuff. But of course, I guess some people probably say that Tesla was doing a good job of not doing warranty work lately. It used to be a little easier to convince them to do, what's it call it, goodwill service or warranty service. It's a little more, they're a little more particular now. Yeah, it's next weekend. I didn't mean to get confused. They put up the yearly Easter egg hunt. You walk, drive, visit parks around town, and kind of do a little game with the kids. I'm sure there's one up by the sign at the entrance to Carol Howard Johnson now too. I told Don it's a good thing I don't do a lot of sugar because we'd be headed over for a boba tea on our walk. Since it's Saturday, we'd happen to be stop in. They got cars coming in and out. As far as I know, they're doing good. We got to be real close to adoption 100 now. Thank goodness for them. Well, I don't see a lot of change over here by the bridge. If they was doing something, that grass is still there, and I don't know. It's hard to say for sure, but maybe over here on this side a bit.
You know, maybe they were with the pipeline.
Yeah, maybe. They're gone now. Not surprised.
Yeah, I didn't get... If you didn't know they were here, you would have never known they were here.
Yeah. This is me buttering Dawn up so we can do the 3D printer this afternoon. How did it get to be 3:30 already? Wow.
So, while I was waiting for Kitten, I decided to install the Linux version of Bambu Studio. I haven't actually... I've installed VS Code on Linux on my Chromebook. This is on my Chromebook. I'm running Linux on my Chromebook. And it's the first time I've used that new flat pack process, but it's basically literally you issue one command and it downloads it, and then another command to install it. And you don't, it was like almost as easy as Windows, because I guess Windows technically you click once to download it and then click a second time to install it, so it's the same number of clicks.
And on Mac you get this DMG file and you click on it and then it installs it.
Yeah, and this is a GitHub, the user community, because remember Bambu Studio is based on an open source, and I guess the Bambu Studio people decided to share it with some folks who put it out on GitHub and did this build. And they tell you on the Bambu Studio site that if you want Linux you need to go over to GitHub, and that's what I did. And I just literally, like I said, 2 clicks after arriving at GitHub, and it's running on my
He's very
Chromebook.
excited.
Well, I'm just very impressed. I mean, I want Linux. That was a very useful feature. I do double with Linux mostly on ZOS, but as a practical thing, I think I got 4 Raspberry Pis running around. I just sort of don't have time. There's too many things in the world. Don't have time.
Yeah.
But
So,
I guess what I'm trying to say, compared to what I've done on the Raspberry Pi, which has gotten very much better, this was Windows. This was, if Linux had this level of use, Linux, I don't know that we have this. Mac has gotten very popular. Well, I think Linux would have eroded a lot of the Windows stuff too, because that you couldn't get any simpler.
way cool. I'm happy you've got it installed also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to go out and install the 3D printer and hope to print our first little, what do they call it? Not Bodhi or Steamy, it's
Jiffy.
the little
Blinky. Blinky as in blinky of an eye. It's Blinky. It really is Blinky.
Okay, we'll try to build a little steamboat, assuming things go smooth, which I'm assuming that they will. And
yeah, it's supposed to take about a half hour or so to put all the little pieces together and fire it up.
Yeah, there's a few shipping screws Don has to remove, and the AMS, the automatic spool feeder, that's on top, is packed up inside of it, and there's a process for carefully taking that out of there, and so, you know, the stuff. But we get to start the printer from the computer.
From the computer, and it's talked about that in here. And oh, by the way, she's fed me, so I won't be sitting there wondering when am I I want to stop because I'm hungry. So I've been fully fueled, so I should be able to work for several hours without stopping.
Yeah, it's 4:40. It seems kind of late because it's gotten cloudy.
Yeah, it has.
It's not that bright sun, and you're like, oh God, it seems like it's too bright for this time of day. No, today it's a little cloudy. Now, we had gorgeous earlier, though.
I had more than enough sun.
But yeah, so let's go to
Let's do it.
Hey, your calendar's behind. It ain't January no more. Poor Donnie's been working so hard he hasn't been out in the garage enough to notice the calendar.
Yeah, something like that.
So this box is 50 pounds, but the plastic inside is strong enough to lift the unit.
Yeah.
And it has like 2 tabs, so
Yeah.
yeah. Don's definitely doing the lifting.
Oh, right.
Okay, well, there it is.
Yeah, this is the fancy little. They taped the bag to the to the side so that you can see it.
You know where you're supposed to undo the little pull tab things. Sweet.
Yeah, actually.
And then the filament that comes with it, which is the green PLA, and then the white, what do you call it? The support stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's one other, and I forget what it is, but there was 3 in here.
That's PLA-CF. That I watched one video and they talked about carbon fiber. This is what the CF stand for. And this stuff, they said, is you just quit using PLA, just use the PLA-CF because it's got better characteristics, it's stronger, and it ain't that much more expensive.
Right. These are not full spools. These are little sample spools, but that's okay. That's okay. We knew that. And Don did move this printer over, and then the two of us together have kind of done some lines with the permanent marker here. This is just cupboard paper, contact paper. So, but anyway, we tried to mark it so if it slides around any, we know where it's supposed to be.
See, they had the little thing.
Yeah. Will you find the quick start guide and get the plastic off? I gotta run for another battery. Yeah, they're very trusting of that plastic.
Yeah, I would say the plastic very soft.
And I think other than that one lifting, which does require somebody that can lift 50 pounds above waist level, it's pretty straightforward, the install. But I'm glad I didn't have to lift it's what I'm trying to say. How's it going?
Okay, good. The AMS, the foam blocks that wedged the AMS in, they were really very snugly fit, and I had to take a little finger force to get them out of there.
There's the quick start guide, and here's the AMS unit. It looks a little smaller in person. That's not a bad thing. It just has to fit the spools.
Right.
Sometimes in the pictures it looks like it. I mean, I guess when you put it on top of the unit, the height of that does equal about half the height of the unit. So I'm just keeping Don company and keeping the time lapse going. So I'm gonna build on this a little bit. Why not? It's booting up, Donnie. There it is.
Yeah, we left the sticker on for Johnny.
For Johnny. And yeah, so, we're missing you today, bud.
Yeah. Next. And I'm in North America. Next.
We're registering, it's what we're doing. Yeah, put it on garage. So we're going to do the initial calibration thingy, and it makes a lot of noise.
All right, calibration may take several minutes, and I'm going to click calibrate. I would tell you getting the cardboard off the print head was impossible without shredding the cardboard because the print head isn't free to move. It was over in this corner and the cardboard wouldn't go past this and a few other things.
We could probably put the piece of glass on top now, but it hasn't told us to put the piece of glass on top.
It hasn't said anything
now yet, so.
Donnie does what Donnie was told to do.
All right, we let it do its thing.
Yeah. It's getting with the program.
Don is definitely from the waste not want not generation.
Right.
In case we need any serious packing tape.
Well, I have uses for filament tape, and that stuff is really strong. That's that nice wide stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm sort of teasing, but everyone would expect that from you.
Well, yeah.
We reuse pretty much everything.
Yeah.
I probably would only do about 80% of what Dawn does, but I'm certainly not a just chuck it kind of a girl either.
Right. And this way, I don't have to, when I have something that I don't really want to waste my, like, Gorilla Tape on.
Yeah.
I can just throw that on there because it's, quote, free. I mean,
right.
You know, it's
you won't cry when you use 2 inches of the Gorilla Tape?
Yeah, that's right. I measure very precisely my Gorilla Tape.
You ought to see this guy wrap a gift.
See, tape or paper.
Best wrapper ever. You would be shocked at his capability. I need to dig out the picture of my 40th birthday present. You showed up at my birthday party.
Yeah.
And it was wrapped in the funnies, but he had hand-made a bow out of the funnies, and it was the most precise, engineered wrapping and bow job you had ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm not capable of that. Even if I do counted cross strips for thousands of hours, but
well, I had no birthday paper.
You had a...
And I had...
It was all the women at the party were in awe of the wrapping job. Well, the instructions were super straightforward, step by step, can't mess up, and then it's just like set the AMS up there and hook in the pin. I mean, it sort of was a little drop off there on installing the AMS, and I got to look up what that means. Automatic
media source
system.
A material system.
Material system, maybe? Yeah. I'll make sure. I just feel like I just wanted to say the automatic filament loader. So if it was a AFL, that would make more sense to me than an AMS, but whatever.
I think you're right. The lead screw may be sticking this. And what it is I think we got to put those tubes. They didn't tell me to put the tubes in there. I mean, I admit that. Oh, it's saying the lead screw may need to be please refer to the following link for operation. Okay.
Well, it's very cute, and I'm done with it. Lots of these slopes in this color have got to be this would be hard for somebody to build in Easter colors, these pastels, without having the actual kit. Not the bunny or the chick so much, but this, it would be. These are like some special slopes. We've installed the latest update, the firmware, the software, and it asked us to do another calibration, and we're working it. Gypsy did come and eat today, so that's good. Somebody's working on their ice car, and they've done at least 4 full sends out on the main road. Guess they're lucky there's no cops around today. And I've seen my first mosquito. You think Benchy's gonna work?
Yeah.
Okay. We just running off the screen. We haven't gone in the house and tried to print something from there.
So I'm thinking, see, it's already heating up to 65, 69. That's the head.
Sorry, trying to get it to where you can read it without the overhead light.
Yeah. Now the extruder looks like was heating 28. Yeah, there it goes. I don't exactly know what this is. That's the air temperature out here. That's the extruder 75C. I don't know. We'll have to.
Yeah, we got to change it to Fahrenheit.
Yeah, us Anglos.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah, I think 75 is supposed to be kind of hot.
Hot, really hot. Yeah, I agree.
26 is supposed to be kind of comfortable.
We ended up having to take that off, the screen protector, because the touch sensitive actually wasn't working well. We turned off the light so we could see.
So it's doing the spool thing.
Yeah, and it's got a light inside there. I guess we got to
see the green in the tube.
We got to get an SD card so we can film the time lapse. We forgot about doing that. We're not going to cancel it now, but there is a way to film a time lapse, and we can watch it from the computer or the phone.
Well, we can do a computer now, I think. The time lapse is if you want to do a time lapse, but the live video kind of comes up. You can look it on your phone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we think for PLA you're supposed to leave it open.
Yeah. if you want to change the default homepage back to devices, go to...
It's doing stuff.
Yeah, it's raising the band. Well, see, it's progressing. It knows it's at 19%.
Yeah. Oh, that was cleaning the extruder. Now it's doing its little test thing at the back of the filament. It does this little block thing at the back.
Yeah, I like
it
the way...
It says it's cleaning nozzle tip is the step that it's on.
Yeah, I like the way this plate, metal plate, there's little clips. You have to be careful, but they stick up enough and you can just slide it into those clips and then drop it down, and it helps it gets it nice and square.
Yeah, this one guy said he had trouble with it or thought they should be bigger, but I guess Don's telling you for him it was good.
There it is.
Oh yeah. Well, here, let's I'm messing with my phone. I turned on recording.
Yeah, I don't know what all it's doing.
We're still waiting to see the first drip of filament.
Well, it says this auto bed
Leveling, okay. Yeah, it does say that up here now too. It's moved from cleaning the nozzle to auto bed leveling. Yeah, it's supposed to move all around the thing like it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of doing like that BL Touch on the CR10 over here.
Yeah.
Right, it moves around and it does all the corners and then... Oh wow, look at that nice beaded line.
Yeah.
So it tells us it's inspecting the first layer. Looks good to us.
Yeah, I agree with that. It says something upside down. You have to...
Yeah, it had a little words on the writing on the bottom of it. Cleaning the tip. But boy, it cleans that tip a lot.
Yeah, it doesn't have a micro SD card.
Okay, well we'll fix that.
It must have been happy.
Yep, it's happy and it's continuing. Well, it finished and Don and I didn't get bored. We were just doing a couple other things around the garage and then it poof, it's done. I don't know how long it took, but not long.
Yep.
And it's showing us the bed cooling down up on the display, which you can't see good on camera, so I won't show you. And it said we're supposed to remove it when it's cool, but we put the glue on there. It's not to help with adhesion, it's to help with getting it off.
Right, it sticks too good.
It looks, I don't see any stray anything, it looks good.
Yeah.